Okay, what scene shall we do today? Good old Sandman. We'll leave him for another time. What I think we shall do is Vegeta's awesome shock scene. Where is it? Power machines, power machines. Here we go. There goes Satan getting his great score of 137. Alright, 18,774. But what we want is, yeah, here we go, this page. Where Vegeta just does not give a shit and smashes it. Cool. Let's recreate this scene. Hey, Great Figure Man here, back with another behind the scenes with a scene video, and this time, as you saw, we're going to do Vegeta with a tournament stage, smashing that machine that gauges their power level. I'm going to use the one and only, the greatest figure ever released, Vegeta Super Saiyan Premium Color Edition. The joke aside here is actually not that bad. And from the image I'm thinking of, I'm just going to be doing one with him from behind only, so the detail on his arm will be quite nice, so I don't really care about his face and other things, and the pose I'm going to go for is pretty limited anyway, at least for what I have in mind. I might switch him out for the 2.0 version if needed, but for now I'm going to try and at least make some good use of this premium color version. So yeah, the plan is set up stage, get Vegeta set up, open up my little wee box of goodies, pick out a few parts which I think will make a good substitute power machine, and if it looks a bit bland, I might whip out Mr. Satan, put him in the background in some goofy pose or some shocked look or something like that, just some of the background there to give a little bit more detail contrast. So yeah, I'm going to try and make this a pretty quick and dirty photo, nice and easy without too much editing or anything like that. Okay, so I've got everything set up. I've got the stage, I've got Vegeta. I recycled the blue sky from the January New Year's photo. I'm just going to have that in the background. May not see it. We'll try and have a very close-up photo for this one. But just in case, I might need just for the sides there, just to get rid of a white background. Anyway, so for the power machine, I've just got a taiko drum. I figure it's pretty close enough, and at least it fits in with the aesthetic of the stage. Comes with a little stand, but the stand by itself is too short, so I've grabbed this barrel. I used this in the Christmas photo actually, so you might have seen it before, and they can sit on top, and for the most part they are basically the same height. I'm not actually going to have them set up on the stage here. What I'm thinking about doing is actually setting up, standing in front like this, and just focus it. That did not go together well. Let me reassemble this. Anyway, as I was saying, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Vegeta standing in front of the stage, and then have a drum set up on here as well. And hopefully what they'll do will just make the stage look a bit further away and make the size difference not quite so noticeable, since obviously the figures don't scale 100% with the stage. So by having him further away from it, it'll help with the scaling. Vegeta is still a little bit high here, so I might need to get something else just to prop this up a little bit higher. And what I'm thinking about doing is having a photo basically from Vegeta's waist up, so you won't really see the legs or parts below, so that should be no problem. But looking at this now, I think it's maybe a little bit bland if it's just Vegeta in the stage. So I think I will get a couple of other little bits and pieces just put on the stage around the side here, and probably get Mr. Satan for the corner here and just have him in a goofy pose. I'll probably use a small aperture so he won't be able to see him, be slightly blurred out, but it adds a little bit more atmosphere to the image. So yeah, I'll go grab those guys up, set them up, take a test shot, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got everything set up here, and just let me quickly explain what's going on. So the main center is going to be Vegeta. He's just punching the machine, just about to hit it, or just making contact. We've got Satan in the back corner there, super proud, pumped that he managed to break one brick. Because, you know, who else is ham enough to be that proud of just breaking one? And then there's a loose dumbbell over to the left. Just give something there. If it was just completely empty, maybe a bit bland. Bit about the bits I'm using. These is actually from a gacha here. Just saw them and thought it was really cool, for might come in handy. And these are little bit tiny bricks I saw at a hobby shop. I'm not sure what they originally meant before. Maybe model train sets, not sure. But yeah, I'm surprised they actually are proper little wee bricks. But yeah, it looks really good. It works good at holding up the these plates here, and I've actually used some to boost up the barrel here as well, to give me a bit more height. So I'm just going to take a couple of photos now, and then we'll jump into CaptureOne for a little bit of editing, though hopefully we shouldn't need to do too much to it. Okay, I thought it'd be quite fun to do one when the drum is broken, so I switched out Satan's face with his eyes popping out of his head. I've adjusted the stand a little bit so it looks a bit broken. Got a toothpick with some blue tack. I'm just going to stick this on and try and hold it up, and then should be able to Photoshop out the toothpick, hopefully. Okay, let's jump into CaptureOne and edit the original photo and this extra one. Okay, so we're on CaptureOne now. We've got the three photos here. The first one being the very simple, straight out of the camera, one-shot photo. And what we're going to do is just make some very basic adjustments. Just edit the levels a little bit. And then the main part is going to be the crop. Just get rid of the areas on the top sides which don't really match. So I'm bringing it a little bit more. Just make the image all around a bit tighter and tidier. And just adjusting the keystoning a little bit, just to level out the image, straighten it up a bit more. And then next is just going to be adjusting a little bit of the exposure, brightness, and just going to increase the clarity a little bit as well, just to make the image punch a little bit more, because the detail in Vegeta's armor is awesome. There's one good thing about the premium color Vegeta. But overall, the image is looking really solid as is. Don't really do too many adjustments since the all the work was done on camera when we took the image. We got the aperture right, the shutter speed, and with the lighting on there, everything just looks really nice, bright, and pops as is. So yeah, I think that should do it for this image. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It looks awesome. Okay, let's jump on to the second one now. We're going to be merging the two photos. But before we do that, I'm just going to make some basic adjustments again to the brightness. Just for highlights, a little bit, increase the shadow slightly and give it a little bit of clarity. Again, to make those details pop a bit more. Levels don't need too much changing, just increase the brightness a little bit and bring in those darks. Give a bit more contrast. Now, since this image and the second one are going to be exactly the same, I'm going to copy the adjustments and then just directly apply it to the second image before we open it in Photoshop. Okay, so we're in Photoshop now, so what we're going to do, we're just going to do a simple masking job. So we're going to select the one image, copy it, and paste it into the other file. Okay, now we've got them on the individual layers. Going to select both of them, and then we're going to auto align layers to make sure they are 100% aligned. Okay, now that they're aligned, just going to make a simple mask around the drum, and then we'll be able to mask it out, and it will hide the toothpicks. I'm going to speed up the rest of the video. From here on, there are some weird issues with my tablet and quite a few pausing, but overall, the job after the masking was simply a little bit of cloning to remove some of the blemishes off the drum and off the stand, and then just a slight cropping to bring everything in together. And finally adding some motion blur to the drum, because just having it static as is, it's not very realistic. If Vegeta is really punching the shit out of it, it's going to be flying off. So add a bit of blur, make it a bit more dynamic. And then, yeah, that's all there is to it. Nice and simple images this time. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing these little behind the scenes videos of taking photos. If there's any scene that you want to see recreated from the TV series, manga, even promotional materials or fan art, please just drop a link in the comments below and let me know, and I'll give it a shot in a future video. So yeah, thanks for watching, and remember to please like and subscribe.